Hey, good evening, all FMs. It's Thursday, April the 8th. Welcome to a very special edition of the Pandemic Paulcast, which launched, just a little bit over a year ago. Today, March 31st, was the first episode. And if you are new to Open Learning and new OLFM, wow, you missed a lot of fun last year as we locked down and had to quickly shift from in-person exams to online exams, and it was really that kicked off the need for, or what I thought was the need for video updates to let you know as to where things were going, and that's carried on through the year. It's been a really a great experience and something that sort of kept me going, I think, through the year for sure. I've got lots of great stuff in store for you tonight. We may have paid a quick visit to one of our colleagues' homes on April the 1st, just to make sure that they were ready to go back to work. And we will see what that looks like later. We also have a special tour for you of the fourth floor. Lots of folks are asking me, well, what's life like in open learning these days now that no one is there at work and it's been a year later? Well, as you'll be able to see from our quick little tour later, lots has changed and lots has not changed. So I will not spoil any other surprises. I've also got some news items for you for tonight. But before I get to any of that, I wanted to take a couple of minutes just to talk a little bit about, first of all, I wanted to talk about, when I think about climate change and global warming, I think about the far north, and I think about, Kodiak Island in Alaska and the fine Kodiak Island Chocolate Oatmeal Stout brought to you by Polar Park Brewing here in Edmonton. And also, it's Poutine for Thursday, of course. So I am in Edmonton. I had some business to attend to, so Carolyn and I are isolating in our condo in Edmonton. And while in Edmonton, you have to stop at La Poutine, where I got the wonderful La Québécoise poutine, La Poutine Québécoise, and so highly recommended. Anyhow, so yes, when I think of global climate change and regional impacts, Geography 3991, I can't help but think about Kodiak Island Chocolate Oatmeal Stout. Anyway, but I did want to have just on a more serious note, I wanted to take a minute to just talk a little bit about the last year because it's been a really big one for all of us, and I think we've heard a lot in the media and we've all talked a lot, I'm sure, about what it's been like, hitting that year mark of the pandemic where we really realized that, we needed to lock down, we needed to start working from home, we needed to isolate. And it's such a cliche, and we hear this all the time that it's been a year unlike any other. And frankly, I've yet to experience a year in my life that has been just like all the others that came before it. But it's true, really, that this year has brought challenges to us, the likes of which many of us have not experienced before. It's been a year of definitely been a year of sadness, anxiety, exhaustion, and for some of us, really unimaginable loss. But it's also been a year that's been marked really by um, ingenuity, by creativity, by perseverance, by growth. It's been a year in which we've been forced apart, isolated from the people we work with and the ones that we love. And yet it's also been a year that's brought many of us closer together, a year in which we've let our colleagues and our students into our homes for hours every day over video, something we probably never imagined we would be doing. And for those of us working in higher ed, it's been an especially exhausting year. And it's also been one that's really laid bare, I think, a lot of the flaws, the weaknesses, the deep inequities in our systems that have until now been, somewhat easy to sweep under the carpet. But it's also been a year that's shown students, faculty, staff, just how much we're capable of. And I think most interesting to me is its upended assumptions that we have about teaching and learning that many, many people have clutched on for far too long. And you OLFMs, you know all this, you know this all too well. Learners and teachers who never believed they could possibly learn or teach online discovered that they not only could they do that, but they could do it well, and that they really liked it. And in some cases, I think we will see students who decide, you know what, this is the thing for me. And why would I go back to a regular face-to-face classroom? And where can I find courses that I can take? Open learning uh, to help me meet my learning goals, right? So I think there's lots of really interesting things that are happening and that are going to continue to happen over the next few months and years for sure. And curiosity really and the desire to teach, the desire to learn, I should say, and then to teach what you've just learned or what you know to others is universal. It's one of the fundamental truths, I think, of the human condition, and it's something that connects all of us. And it's something that has really deeply connected all of us over the last 12 months. And the privilege and the joy, I think, to me, of working in education is that we get to spend every day working with and working alongside, um, working for people who value learning, people who are working constantly to know more, to learn more than they did the day before. Uh, and as a teacher, I'm grateful, and I know so many of you are grateful to be part of that journey that students go on. And as a learner, I feel so lucky to have had the chance to have a job that lets me learn and grow on a daily basis. And there's been a lot of learning over the last 12 months, I will tell you. And I knew when I started, I guess, at TRU in August 2019, and you'll see a glimpse of my abandoned office later on tonight. I knew that I was getting a chance to work with a really amazing team, right? A group of people who truly see themselves, at least on most days, as family as much as they do as colleagues. It's how we work in open learning. It's what makes us strong in open learning. It's what makes it fun to go to work at open learning. But what makes us even stronger, and I think this year has really shown this, is how willing we are to share our vulnerability with each other and how quick we are to let each other know that we have their back. And there have been a lot of rough patches for me, absolutely, this year. It's been a hard year, uh, but I would have not gotten through any of those without the team that we have. And, I'm so grateful. So there are plenty of good reasons, really good reasons to want to forget this year and maybe to just quickly get back to something closer to normal, closer to the normal we've left behind. But I think there are also more reasons for us to remember and reflect on what we've experienced, learned, and accomplished this year. Somehow, in the midst of the pandemic and so much worry and uncertainty, we've done some amazing things as well. And in the midst of all of this, we've held open learning together. In the midst of all this, OLFMs have continued to support students and have helped them meet their learning goals at a time of great anxiety for students. I think we can't understate the importance of that. In the midst of all of this, our students have done amazing things. In the midst of all of this, our team at OL have accomplished incredible things this year. And in the midst of all of this, we've done our best to look after one another and to look to the future of open learning. So finally, if you're worried or you're feeling alone in this struggle, please do reach out to us or to HR, or sorry, People and Culture, PCult, as we now like to call them in OL, and reach out to the supports that you have around you. This is really important. There are still hard days ahead, but I really hope we can get through them together. And so thank you for all your time, your hard work, your care, your devotion this year to your students and to your colleagues and to your craft. So that's sort of the serious stuff for tonight. But let's now go to taking a look. Well, it was April Fool's Day last Thursday, so we thought, what better way to begin April Fool's Day then by showing up at the home of one of our one of our favorite colleagues. So John Fulton and Melissa Schuurman paid um, our friend Matt a little visit on the morning of April Fool's Day. And there's been a lot of talk about return to campus. So we thought, what better thing to do than to show up at his doorstep on April the 1st and let him know that the return to campus was happening right now. So let's take a look and see what happened.
Matt, we gotta go to work.
What's going on?
Matt, we gotta go to work.
I'm just busy working at home. Not taking a break at all. I'll be a minute, okay? I'll be a minute. Don't worry.
So hey, Matt definitely looks ready to go. Um, I know we might not be able to allow pets back on the fourth floor, but Baby Yoda is certainly welcome. So before we get to the tour of the fourth floor, which is very, very empty these days, but I thought you would all like to see it. Let me just share with you a couple of quick news items. The OLFM workshop is going ahead May 12th to 14th, as you've probably seen through your email. If you are not able to attend, please do let Melissa Schuurman know. Otherwise, she will start emailing you all the time to let you know that you need to pick your sessions for your schedule so that we can make sure we've got all those sessions filled. And oh man, a big congrats to Ken Monroe. Ken, who, as you know, is an instructional designer in open learning, part of the Learning Design and Innovations department, has just received tenure and promotion to senior instructional designer effective July the 1st. So, wow, hearty congrats to Ken. Very excited to have this accomplishment for you, and it's very, very well deserved. So, congrats, and we look forward to celebrating with you in person. Cheers, my friend. Other exciting news, wow, TRU's first cohort of UN SDG Fellows, so that's the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals project, and that is, includes a number of OLFMs in that. It's a cohort of TRUFA and TRULFA faculty who have been selected as fellows to participate in the UN Sustainable Development Goals Partnership Project, and that includes Don Bridgeland, Dr. Sharon Brewer, Dr. Steve Earle, Kim Nakvi, Bala Niku in social work, Nancy Van Wagner in earth materials, and new OLFM, Aaron Woodford in journalism. And this program allows faculty members to work with faculty and partnering institutions to create reusable assignments that are focused on having students work to achieve United Nations Sustainability Development Goals in their communities. So we'll be sharing the results of their work when that's all completed, as well as the student outcomes from those projects. So very, very exciting. If you're interested in more information about that, you can contact Ken Monroe. And finally, some good news. Congrats to Dr. Bill Little, who has received a OER development grant this year. And I know they received lots of applications for the OERDG program. And Bill was one of the successful applicants, and his project is working on a third edition of his very successful and widely used Introduction to Sociology open textbook. So we're really excited to be partnering with him on that. So that's it for the news for this week. I'm going to now turn to a tour of the fourth floor. That's what people have been wondering. What's been happening on the fourth floor while all of the OL staff have been gone? I hear this question all the time. So what better time than the 1-year anniversary of the Pandemic Paulcast to take you on a special tour of the fourth floor? And after that, that will be it for me for this week. So I look forward to seeing you on April the 16th.
Brian, are you there?
Oh, man. Oh, hey, LFMs. Wow, welcome to the fourth floor. I'm here to give you a little tour to mark the 1 year anniversary of the launch of the Director's Update, aka the Pandemic Paulcast, aka why is Paul doing that still? So I thought, though, I would give you a grand tour of the fourth floor. Now, no one has been here since we left in March, and it's completely abandoned. And as you can see, desks are totally cleared. I think back to that first day when we were packing up. Everybody was trying to rush their way out of the office, and we didn't know what was to come. And here we are a year later, still working away from home. And, the team has been working remarkably well. We have had a couple of retirements, and we have had some new people coming on. But, that very last day when we weren't sure what was going on, we were quickly packing up. And it wasn't until the next week, we thought that, well, we had this new guy who was starting, who was supposed to start the next week. And we thought he would get in touch with us, but we never heard from him. So, we had his orientation all planned out and everything. But hopefully, hopefully when we get back to campus, Jack will return, and we will be able to welcome him to the OL team. So, but let me take you on a little tour here around the fourth floor. I'll show you what things look like now, and I will give you a little trip showing you the highlights of what we have on the fourth floor. Oh, hey, OLFMs. Well, if you haven't been to the fourth floor in a while, this will be something that's very new. We have this brand new welcome area that we launched. It just finished the renos in March of last year, and it's been here welcoming all the non-people over the last 12 months, but hopefully as we return to campus, we will have this fine new welcome area for students and visitors as they come into OL. All right, well, OLFMs, as you can see, nature has returned in the absence of the OL staff. We've got trees and plants growing everywhere. It is a veritable jungle here. I don't think this workstation will ever be usable again. But as you can also note, even the owls are taking the social distancing very appropriately. They're keeping at least 6 feet apart. And so well done. And they are here observing the floor and making sure everything stays well, and also catching any mice who might wind up on the fourth floor. They seem to be well fed. All right, so here we are in the hallway where you'll often find the exams department, and probably a lot of you have worked with those fine people and know this area of the floor very, very well. What you'll also see down the hall here is we've got two new offices that were just completed in March as well. So I don't quite know what's going to happen with those. It might be, first person to arrive back when we return to campus takes the office. And squatters' rights, I'm not sure. We shall see. But needless to say, we're really excited. And we've got, of course, the return to open learning of the program advisors. And, we're going to have to do a whole lot of figuring out about who's going to be here on the floor and how we're going to arrange things. But lots on the go and lots to be excited about the return to campus. All right, so for our last stop, welcome to the office. This is my office, and I was here for 8 months before we moved to working from home. So I've actually been working from home far longer than I actually was working in this office. And as you can see, I had to move some boxes from home in order to create enough space to set up a workstation there. So in fact, part of my home is here in the office, and of course my office is now at my home. But it's been a really incredible year, and I have to thank all of the OLFMs and everybody in the OL team for helping out with the videos, and I hope those have been of help to you. They've certainly been help to me, keeping me going, and I do really look forward to coming back here and seeing everybody and working with the team again in person. But I have to say how proud I am of everybody and how hard we've worked and the community that we've built while we've been all working from home. And what a remarkable year it's been. I look forward to a much more normal year ahead, knock on wood. And thank you very much for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.